Hello to my wonderful art students. I am so glad to be back with you again today. I think this is our last lesson before we have summer break, and I just can't believe how long it's been since I've seen your faces. I think we're looking at about 2 months since we started our lessons. So I am going to miss you. I really miss having you in the art room, but I'm very thankful that we're able to come together like this through distance learning and move on into our May lessons. So before we begin, I want you to remember that this is a time for you to express yourself and your own creativity. Art is about finding your creative voice and expressing that on whatever medium that you want to. So no matter what, your art is always amazing and you have an A+ with me. Also, if you don't have the supplies that I am going to be using today, don't worry about it. Just find what you can. If you have pencils or markers or crayons, if you have oil pastels or chalk, whatever it is that you have, that's what you can use. And it doesn't have to look just like mine. It can just be inspiration to go along with me. This month, we are specifically going to focus on child prodigy artists. I don't know if you've ever heard the word prodigy before, but a child prodigy artist is a person under the age of 10 that has produced meaningful art to the level of an expert. They have mastered highly complex techniques, and they've done that at a very early age. They have also been recognized as achieving great success and acclaim at a very young age. So this lesson is for 4th grade, but you can try any of the lessons that I will be posting for kindergarten through 5th grade for this month or any of the other months that I've already posted. So we will move into our learning portion right now. Aelita Andre is an abstract artist from Australia. Her paintings have been exhibited in solo and group exhibitions worldwide since 2008, when she wasn't even 2. She has many different interests, including cosmology and theoretical physics, which she brings into her art. She began painting before she could even talk or walk, creating kaleidoscope-looking universes full of color. Have you ever looked through a kaleidoscope? They're absolutely beautiful. Aelita's paintings are full of sensory experience. Her artistic expression with acrylic paint on canvas is inspired by her imagination and interest in science and exploration, adding in additional images to inspire deep thought with music boxes, violins, dinosaurs, and feathered wings, or many other symbolic objects. And I will post in the comments a wonderful video that you can watch about her and the way that she thinks and how she works through everything. It's awesome. This is a screenshot from her video that I found on YouTube, and she, being our featured artist, I would highly recommend that you watch it. You can hear all about her heart for unity in the planet, with people, and in the universe, and how she expresses that through her art. She also describes intricately her interest in science and quantum universes. It is amazing that a child her age speaks with such a vast understanding. It is also fun to watch her at work and see her process, throwing glitter or paint all over her hands. It's quite an experience to see. Rather than me attempt to explain it, please make sure and go watch the video that I will attach in the comments. In her Cosmos series, she visualizes energy in all of its vastness, beauty, and grandeur. She has a unique vision that she brings into her art. There's a lot of joy and innocence meeting intricate washes of paint on the canvas. Although her art may seem very random, we can still observe elements of art that are being demonstrated in her work. She has a striking contrast between her warm and cool colors. When colors are opposite one another on the color wheel, we call them complementary colors. So in the left example, there's a dark indigo that would be opposite an orangey pink. And in the right example, the blue would be opposite orange. This makes the colors really pop by showing such a high contrast. Her Quantum Universes series is an exploration of a hidden world full of pure energy. She envisions the strings of energy as vibrating and singing. She has included violins in her art to portray this deep level of matter in the universe, and the strings form our human perception. Just like in music, we are on a musical scale in the universe in an infinite spectrum beyond our comprehension. If you like dinosaurs, take a closer look and you'll see one there. If you want to look at other pieces that are by Aelita Andre and continue making more art with her after this lesson, she has her own website as well as an Instagram and Facebook page. So don't forget to watch her on YouTube at the link I will post in the comments. It's amazing to hear such a young kid who's so interested in art and has such an understanding and passion for science and the universe. It's really neat to listen to her. So look at this piece that is got a very long name. It's called The Time Merging Worlds of the Wormhole Portal Land of Unpredictable Magic. And this is going to be our inspiration piece. So think of what supplies that you might have at home to recreate this piece yourself and gather them all together so that we can get started. I'm going to use cardboard, paint, nail polish, glitter, and anything else I can find around the house to throw in. And we will think about our color placement with a focus on complementary colors so that our colors pop out like hers do. Remember, the really cool part about having class this way is that you can hit pause anytime that you need to. If you need to stop and take a break or go get a snack and come back to it, let it dry a little bit and add a few more layers. We don't have to hurry like we do when we're in the classroom. And once you are completed with your lesson, we definitely want for you to sign it. And then we want for you to post it on Instagram or Facebook with the hashtag Rooted Oak Meadow or Satellite Maps, so that we can all encourage one another just like we do when we're together in the art room. We always encourage ourselves and encourage our friends and have a lot of positive attitudes for each other. So let's keep our community going and let's go make some art. So as we begin to move into our lesson, I want you to gather together your supplies. I have a piece of cardboard. I have some paints and paint brushes, glitter, fork, and toothpicks, and I have a lot of fun things, even some nail polish here. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to get messy, get some water. If you need some paper towels, that's a good thing to have as well. I'm going to have some paper towels on hand so that I can also clean up my hands a little bit because we might get kind of messy. So I have my example piece up here just to keep an eye on what I'm doing. I want my piece of cardboard to be landscape or horizontal, and we will use her art, Aelita Andre's art, as our inspiration piece. So I found this online. It does have her watermark. I'm not selling it, just having it here for an example because she is such a fun inspiration. So the first thing I want to do is lay down our space background color. So I'm just going to put a lot of this dark indigo, brown, purple color on here on my background. Probably should have put So I decided to put a piece of black paper under my background just so that I do not get mess all over my white paper. If you need to put something down, go ahead. So I'm just going to get this background colored in, painted in with a nice dark indigo space color. You do not have to have a lot of perfect form. Everything is going to be very free, very flowing as we start to do what looks like a mess, but she has really made this into something fun, thinking about space and physics and I'm going to let anything I'm not using just run off the edge. So I have a nice base layer, space indigo color. And rinse my brush. So I notice in hers that we have a lot of white as the next underneath layer. So I'm going to take my white that I have, and I am going to just start squirting it in different areas. I'm just going to take it straight from the bottle, and that's what I'm going to do with most of this. So up here we have some, I'll move this all around. I have some white here. There's some right here. So everywhere you might see some white, just start to get it on, and we will use some toothpicks and forks to try to move it around a little bit. For this part, I'm going to use the round end of my plastic fork, not something good from my kitchen. So this is really fun. Try to get some of this pattern and squiggle going that she's got going on here. I hope that you have gone to listen to her amazing YouTube video about her practice and her art and her theory and her art, because it's a lot of fun. So then I'm going to move into the next things that I think I see as base layers, which are some blues. I love this metallic blue and this lighter teal blue. So I'm going to drop those in where I think they're going to look right, and just put little bits of them, and then we can merge them and mix them together with a fork. It really does look like space, and it's going to dry with an amazing amount of texture. I don't have anything that's quite as dark as this blue here, so I may need to use that initial purple color, the indigo that I have, just to get it a little darker in there. And we'll just layer this up and let it do its own thing. Some of this will spread around. So I'm going to be very careful with my fork as I come and blend these around together and get the colors to start to mix in and swirl them like they're out in space. Then I'll come in and so I have a lot of cool colors going on in here right now. So now I want to start to add some pops of warm colors that are swirling in and through. So I may not even end up using a whole lot of my nail polish because I have some pretty good paint colors, but you can pick up paint at any of the, or nail polish works great too, but you can pick it up at anywhere like Walmart or any of the craft stores. Just spread this around in a really fun pattern. I like to have a little bit coming through up here like that. This is going to take a long time to dry, so I am also very glad that I decided to put it on something so I can pick it up and take it off my table. So then we have some pops of orange that are coming in here right next to blues, which are complementary colors. As you have learned before, they are opposite on the spectrum of the color wheel from one another, and it makes them stand out a whole lot more when you put them next to one another. So blue and orange go great together. We have some yellow. If you have an abundance of nail polish, I think that would be so much fun to do with this. There's not an awful lot of green. There's just tiny little drops of green here and there. So I'm very carefully going to give them an opportunity to merge with each other. So now that I have all of this paint doing its own thing, I'm going to go with smaller tools. I'm going to use some toothpicks to start to blend them together and do some fun designs, get some dots of it out here. Swirl this around like it's out in space. Let the patterns just make a whole lot of fun. So look at the designs that you can make. Blend it without mixing the colors and turning them into black, and just have a lot of free fun doing this. If it falls off your paper, that's fine, as long as you've got something supporting underneath here. So you can use this as a tool to come in and move everything around just with something as simple as a toothpick. So I have these fantastic glitters and nail polish. So I think I might use some of my nail polish to bring in some fun drips of color that are more cosmic looking, like her art is, as my final steps. And just kind of fling it around as it comes out of the bottle and let it drop where it wants to. So make sure if you're going to use nail polish that you ask permission if it isn't yours, or ask permission even if it is yours, to make sure that your parents are okay with you using up the last of the bottles of nail polish. I'm okay with it because I think this is super fun. So we will not be able to sign this until it's dry. So just have a whole lot of fun with what you're doing here and make it really cool. I think that looks almost planetary right there. Like a star coming out. Super fun. So I hope you have a great time doing this and just get very creative with your space designs. and add in whatever colors that you want to make it exciting and fun. I think I'll drop some darker color into the center of this. Okay, guys, I feel really good about what I've done here. It's very fun and it has a very interstellar, planetary look to it. Her video is such a blast. I really hope that you will go online and look at it and watch how she builds on her art. She gets her hands in it. She gets her everything going. Hands and glitter and all kinds of things flying everywhere. I had a hair in there. So I do want to see if I can get some lighter splatter effect on this outer part to look like some stars on these outside edges. We don't really have a lot of that left, so I'll try it with this silver. And I'm just tapping it and splattering it in these edges to look like some shooting stars coming out. Probably should have put a smock on today. I usually do when I do fun paint stuff like this. I should probably block it a little bit so it doesn't get all over my clothes. So I hope you can find lots of fun, inexpensive craft paints or fun, shiny nail polishes to do this with. And just get a really fun space theme going on here. With whatever you can have on hand. If you don't have anything like this, you can draw it out with markers and layer them. Have a lot of exciting fun. I think that looks really cool. She makes me happy. It's not my typical paint where I am very still and quiet and everything is perfect when I paint. I try to do it very realistic. So this is an exciting explosion of fun. So I hope as you finish up your art that you will go ahead and take a picture of it and post it online for us so that we can all see it, and add the hashtag Rooted Oak Meadow and hashtag Satellite Mavs. And then also like this video and subscribe to my channel so that when I post anything in the summer before we start school again, I may do some other lessons with some kiddos this summer and load them up just so we can still have fun together. So I look forward to seeing you in the fall as we hopefully get to come back to school together. And thank you so much for joining me to make some art. Miss you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.